Welcome to Walking Wilder. I'm back. This is a collective reading. And if this reading resonates with you, go ahead, leave me a message, click like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Welcome in if you are returning, and, welcome if you're new as well. So, anyway, let's see what Spirit has to say. What is the main theme of this reading, Spirit? Can we get two more? Full moon energy. We did have a full moon yesterday. At least this is the day that I'm recording. This is a timeless reading though, but there's definitely some full moon energy here. Of course, that's about completions and cycles that are ending, and things you need to let go of, patterns in yourself, all of that good stuff. Spiritual cleansing and safe travels at the bottom here. So, guides. Okay. So there's this message here of you guys wanting to tell you something here on the full moon. My feeling is most of you will intuitively know what this is about. I'm born on a full moon, and this very intuitive energy that's involved with the moon, this very soft pink color here is also telling me that there's a very soft divine feminine energy in this, something here that you need to cleanse, the safe travel, relief, and grounded. So yeah, there's an energy of your guides trying to tell you, all right, it's time to cleanse something. It's time to let go of something in your field. Sometimes it's thought patterns, or ways we behave, ways we see the world, that kind of thing. And apparently I can't really shuffle cards today. So tell me, Spirit, tell me more about this energy. What is the collective needing to cleanse here? The moon, so more full moon energy. This definitely has something to do with your intuition, the way you, and see, here's the Justice card. So my feeling with this is that there's definitely something that you already know what this is about. If this reading resonates with you, this is a confirmation of something that you've been, I don't want to say struggling with, because it's not really, I don't really get the feeling of struggle here, but pondering, or, thinking about, Ten of Wands, something burdensome that's been heavy to carry, but also the Ten of Wands for me is an end of a cycle. Something is definitely over here. King of Swords and Page of Wands. So you're in this process of looking into some sort of shadow aspect here, is my feeling with this moon. Something in your unconscious mind that has been causing you some sort of burden. Perhaps there's been some overthinking, there's been some sort of stress, this feeling of something is off, but you might not be able to really put your finger on what it is. That's the kind of sense that I get with this. Something is out of balance, the Justice card. And the King of Swords here, he's in this deck, he's looking very, he's kind of sitting there contemplating something. The key word on here is authority. And for me, that talks about being the authority in your own life, kind of knowing like, all right, this, trying to figure out what is this? What does this mean for me? And this has been taking a while. You've been in this state of kind of pondering something for a while. See how he's just sort of sitting there and thinking, and my feeling with it is actually the Spirit is kind of saying, all right, you got to snap out of this, this full moon energy, something is completing, whether you want to see it or not. It can be a connection, a relationship, a way you think of things, some sort of cycle in your life that is naturally coming to an end. Page of Wands here. See, this is you looking into the future, kind of seeing, okay, I'm looking at all of this in front of me. Now what? Where am I going from here? But, with the safe travel and the relief card, this is not a feeling of, oh, great upheaval or, anything like that. It's more this sense of, I've been thinking about this for a while. Whatever it is for each of you, but it's something that's ending, and it's ending. I don't get this really, really great sense of sadness with it. It's more of a kind of like this feeling of, what can I learn from this? And then how can I cleanse my energy? How can I move forward to this safe travel? It's sort of like this is about seeing this circle for what it really was. And see how it's lying here underneath the Ten of Wands. So this has been burdensome. You have felt like this was something heavy to carry. But there's also this sense of, now I'm ready to release it. Your guys are like, yep, we see you. We see the work you've done. We see everything you've gone through. And applause for that. And this has been difficult. Perhaps there's been something that's been difficult to communicate. You see, I can't find my words. My throat is like sounding weird here. So this has not, been easy. But there is this, like, again, this very pink kind of soft, higher heart chakra energy. And see how, there's pink in this card too. Again, the moon energy here, her intuition, her connection to her higher self, this connection to the guides. And also in the Justice card, here's the pink again. So there's this theme of, whatever it is that's ending, there's a need to look at it from a loving perspective. Have empathy for yourself, for others involved, for whatever this was. I'm seeing sort of a karmic theme of something that you are releasing here. This has not been easy work. But it is important to release whatever it is for you with kindness. Can you tell me a little bit more, Spirit, about the challenge in this? Here's the Magician. The Emperor at the bottom of the deck here. Yeah, here's the Magician energy. So you are trying to manifest something. Perhaps you've manifested, knowingly or unknowingly, but you have absolutely manifested this ending here. There's been this feeling of something needs to give, something is out of balance, unjust. And here's the Page of Cups. So this can, be a message. For some of you, this might be an apology for someone else involved in this, but I kind of feel like for most of you, this is this message, this intuitive message from your guides, from your higher self, that there's something here that needs to end in order for your stability to return. Something that has to be, built on a stronger foundation so that you feel more stable. And this Emperor energy, see how, again, for me, this is a very intuitive card in this deck. This wolf energy, this connecting to something higher than yourself. But this is a challenge for you. Can you tell me something about what's supporting the collective at this time with this whole thing, Spirit? Can we have a few more? There's Judgment. Queen of Swords at the bottom. So there is definitely something that you're seeing clearly here, whether it's the need for this cycle to end, your own part in it, someone else's part in it. Here's the Justice card. So there's something you're pondering here, and underneath that, the Nine of Swords. So these two with the Queen of Swords, I'm like, there's some heavy contemplating, what is this, what is my role in, and here's the Ace of Swords, what is my role in this, what is the truth here, why perhaps for some of you, it's like, why is this affecting me so much? Why is this ending that I know needs to take place? This mental instability or instability here. It's why is okay. Here's the high priestess, the intuition. I was gonna ask, why is this, this energy supporting you? But this is helping you see exactly what this is. Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords. So together, these are like Ten of Swords. End of a cycle. You definitely, this cycle is ending. You made a judgment call here. You said, okay, this is not serving me anymore. It needs to go. My intuition is telling me this is not, adding to my stability. This is not how I move forward here with this Queen of Swords. And here's, the Six of Wands. There is a success in this. There's kind of, and see how she stands there, and she's very like, okay, I'm in my, my power here. It's kind of like she stands there and going like, okay, what is next here? Hanged Man. So this new perspective on what is going on here. Can we know something about what you don't see coming in all of this? Is there something unseen here, Spirit, that the collective needs to know at this time? Five of Cups. So there is some disappointment, with the Ten of Wands. This has not been easy. This is not an easy energy. But you are, you have kind of moved away from being in this, I just kind of sit here. You've seen the injustice in the situation. You've seen the burden that you carry. You've had all the thought, King of Swords, Queen of Swords, Nine of Swords, Ace of Swords. There's all this thinking about, how am I going to move past this? How am I going to be successful? And basically, Spirit is saying, change your perspective. Use your intuition. Perhaps some of you have been in this energy of overthinking something, so that you have basically been so much in your head that you have not seen, or you haven't felt the guidance that your guides are actually offering you, the loving guidance. It's kind of like, no, they're over here trying to contact you, and you are over here going like, oh my goodness, no. This is horrible. This is blah, 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 blah. I'm never get past this, whatever it is. But there's this sense of stress, this sense of definitely overthinking, of being overwhelmed, of being overburdened. And your guides are saying, look, you're the magician. You got this. You got the tools. You have, your birth gift is all your spiritual tools. You know how to handle this. But you got to kind of step away from this whole energy of being in stress, of being in this overthinking mode, because it blocks your direct line to your guides and your intuition. So it's like out of the head, down in your body, and feel into, what am I actually feeling about this? What's my intuition telling me? What is it that my guides are trying to tell me here? So my feeling with this is this full moon energy that is here is really able to help you let go of the thoughts and step much more into the intuition of this. What you don't see coming here. What does the collective not see coming, Spirit? Six of Pentacles, generosity. Oh, and here's your Ten of Cups at the bottom, harmony. So something you're doing here is going to create something in your life where there's equal give and take. And for some of you, maybe that's been the injustice, that some sort of cycle has put you in a position where you've had to give and give and give. You have had to carry the Ten of Wands, the burdens by yourself, or at least, mainly by yourself. There has not been this sense of, we are in this together, whether it's a romantic connection, family, friendship, work, whatever this is for you. There's just been a sense of, I'm carrying burdens here, this is weighing me down, this is feeling heavy, this is putting me in a state of lack, a state of emotional unfulfillment. But here's, your Ten of Cups and Three of Wands here. So there's something about this. Oh, and Eight of Cups here. There's definitely something where Spirit is like, now listen. I kind of get this stern feeling where you guys are like, all right, listen. It's time to listen to what we have to say. Here's the message. This is not fair. This is not just. This is not, helping you be stable. It's time you take a new look at it from a different perspective. Step away from the overthinking and into an energy that has much more to do with connecting to your intuitive side. High Priestess here, Moon card there, Moon card here, and follow what your heart is actually telling you, as opposed to spending an awful lot of time thinking about all kinds of different scenarios here. It's absolutely time for you to step away from that, because the Ten of Cups is right there. For some of you, it might also be, you need to think about what is your Ten of Cups actually. If you have been in a cycle and it clearly is not your Ten of Cups, it might be time to spend some time thinking about, all right, so this wasn't it. So what is my Ten of Cups actually? Vision, Three of Wands. What do I want to see in my future? What do I want to create more of? Where is my Ten of Cups? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What is my intuition telling me here? What will manifest in the next couple of months with this Spirit? And I definitely have a sense that it's very important that you use this moon energy. Four of Swords, rest. There's a need for balance. See how in this card, there's very much balance in these. There's a need for slowing down enough to kind of feel everything there is to feel. This to me, see how there's a cycle within a cycle within a cycle in this card. I kind of get this sense that, you have been repeating something here again and again and again, for some of you perhaps in more than one lifetime. And it's time to really see what is it in you that keeps putting you in these situations. What is it that keeps, blah, 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 keeps you stuck. I'm sorry. I don't speak English every day, so I'm still getting back in the hang of it. So, but anyway, there seems to be this need to look at these cycles and see what is it that makes me choose things that may not, be really good for me, things that may not really resonate with what I want to create. There's a need to see something clearly here. This can be sides of yourself, shadow sides, patterns that you have with you from childhood, from earlier in this life, from other lives. There's definitely a need to see something from, and you will, take your time. This card is like what's going to happen in the next few months here. There's a need to rest. See how there's that pink again, and the perspective, full moon, pink, and the new perspective down here. So there's a need for you to connect to your higher heart energy and really listen to that intuition and start following that more so than the logical, practical Queen of Swords energy. Can I know a little bit more, Spirit? Here's the Emperor again. This very intuitive energy in this. The Emperor, is a lot of things, but with this particular card, I always feel like he is really, really connected to his intuition. This is a masculine energy. It doesn't have anything to do with body parts, but it's, the divine feminine, the divine masculine. This is the divine masculine energy. This sense of being able to create stability in your life. Here's the Four of Wands. While still connecting to your intuition to follow, the guidance that's calling you. That type of energy. What else, Spirit? Do we have some more advice here? Yeah, Six of Cups. This has to do with memories, and this can easily be a soul pattern that you have carried with you from previous lifetimes. So there's some work here that needs to be really looked at. And with this spiritual cleansing card, they are kind of saying like it's important that you actually look at this, because sometimes we carry things with us lifetime after lifetime, and there comes a point where it's time to let it go because it really doesn't align with who we are anymore or what our soul came here to do. And that's my sense with this, that there's something here, a pattern, a way you choose something, a way you keep repeating things that is actually no longer serving your highest good, that is actually no longer resonating with who you really are and who your soul is, wanting to become, what you're wanting to learn. Tell me a little bit more about the Six of Cups, Spirit. Tower. Yeah. And the Hierophant, which to me is very much about tradition. This is the way that we've always done things. Perhaps for some of you, you carry some sort of wound from the past where something have happened that was not a pleasant thing. For some of you, it could be witch wound, all kinds of different things, but it's something you carry with you from other lifetimes or from early on in this life, something that had that traditional energy, or the energy of I can't really follow my intuition here, I can't truly show who I am here, the emperor, this intuitive. So there's some sort of pattern here that needs to be let go of, where it's important that you decide, this is who I am this emperor. I am going to howl at the moon. Maybe not literally all of you, although, that's always good. But there is this sense of I am going to follow my intuition, and it will take me places where I haven't gone in the past. Places that are kind of deeper, that are more aligned with spirit, that are more aligned with soul, and has a different feel. So, one more card, Spirit. Yeah, Five of Wands. For some of you, this is going to translate into some discussions or some kind of resistance from others, perhaps from family and stuff. If some of you might be born to be healers of some sort, and the traditional system around you is like, oh, no, 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 that's not how we brought you up, and that's not how we do things, and that's not, and blah blah blah. But it is for you. You are this intuitive wolf. You cannot exist in the confinement of this kind of very traditional, very space that's like telling you how to be, what to think, that type of thing. And that doesn't necessarily mean, that for all of you, that's the way it is. But there's just kind of this feeling of, I can't really be the wolf if I keep going through these cycles. Somebody is expecting something of me that is not wolf energy, but is much more, well, this is how we've always done it. This is how the system is. This is what we think. This is what we believe. That kind of thing. So Spirit is saying, time under this full moon to release this circle, get back into the High Priestess energy, get back to connection to things. We got you back. This is safe for you to do. And there is going to be quite a bit of relief energy with this. It's going to free up something in you, and I kind of see this thing boom, going like this. It's like this burst of energy that's going to result from actually getting back to who you are, to being the wolf, to howling at the moon, to following your intuition, to being in this energy of, I know I'm here to create something, whatever it is for all of you, but to follow that. Is there anything else, Spirit? The Hermit at the bottom of the deck. So yeah, this looking within, this really feeling into, tapping into what is my truth, and following that, not the Hierophant. That's someone else's truth, but what is your truth? getting to know what is your truth. Yeah, Eight of Wands. Moving away from repeating cycles, moving away from some sort of establishment, some sort of this is how we do things, this is how we look at things, this is how it's supposed to be type of thing. Um, and see here, you move away from the cycle, and there's an energy of I'm leaving this. I'm moving away from this repeating uh, patterns all over again and again, and feeling kind of stuck, feeling like I'm the one who has to carry everything up. For some of you, it's more about that this just feels confining. It feels like I can't breathe in this energy. There's something that's off. This goes against the nature of my soul, the nature of who I am. It just doesn't resonate with me. So there can be different things here, but the bottom line is that your spirit guides is like, it is time to, move away from overthinking things, from repeating patterns because you think you have to, from feeling pressured. Take some time. Here's the Four of Swords. The Magician is over here. Oh, and there's the Empress underneath the Magician. So take some time, to find your inner strength, your inner lioness. Go, howl with some wolves. Or, you don't have to actually do that, of course, but, the energy of it, finding this strength, this intuitive knowing of who you are and what you came here to do is what this is about. And it's right there. Spirit is like, there's some cleansing work, there's some letting go of old patterns, of old belief systems that you have to do. And then there will be a brand new beginning for you, lovers, much more balance. This to me is like the balance between your wild or your divine feminine, I can't talk today, and your divine masculine energy. So, yeah, it's time to end the cycle in this new moon or this full moon energy. So, any which way, if this resonates with you, please hit subscribe and press like. It helps the channel grow so other people can get readings too, and really makes my day. So thank you so much for being here, and I really appreciate you. Big love. Bye.